To make our second character, we're going to roll percentile to see if, well, as Professor Oak asks often, are you a boy or a girl? Let's find out. 57, we have a boy. Dun, dun, dun. I guess I should change that to male. We have a male. A male what? Let's roll the D10. Yep, I'm wearing my D&D varsity jacket right here. See, I even have, you know, I got my pins in conquering and advising. Let's roll the D10. Sorry about that. Here we go. 2. Ooh, an elf. What kind of elf will we get? Oh, well, Tin Cat came back as a male elf sorcerer. Thank you, mage. Odds or evens will determine a high elf or a wood elf. Hit the D10 again. Oh, another 2. How auspicious. Evens. We have a high elf. We have a male high elf, something or another. Lady Atara, good to see you back. Welcome. What is his alignment? We're going to find out by rolling 2 percentile. Drow is an option if he is evil. That is correct. Roll. 1433. Good and, oh, almost lawful good, though we're now edging into the neutral good territory. What level is he? Percentile, we'll figure that out. 47 means a level 8 character. There we go. Mage is taking a stroll through the plains. A bandit gang jumps out. What'll Mage do? Alright, rolling at disadvantage. Exclamation point 2d20. Elves have 0 presence in Lacuna, so he's an outsider. Yeah. A stranger passing through town. Anytime I hear that, or, you know, you get that kind of like over-the-top kind of Western accent. There's an anime called Burst Angel. I don't know if you've seen it. But the narrator speaks with that kind of a Western drawl. And so I hear this and I'm just like, next time on Burst Angel. Meg gets kidnapped for the 4th time and the girls have to save her. It's not a snake, what will you do? Yeah, hey, a troll pops out. Now at level 8, we get 2 stat bumps, right? At level 4, well, unless we're a fighter. Anyway, at 4 and 8, we get 2 stat bumps. So let's see if any of those are going to be feats. We'll do that with a percentile roll. 89. Oh, 3. So both of our stat bumps are going to be feats. I'm going to make a note of that. I'll make a footnote of that here. Maddie, also, as I'll tell you again on Saturday, but Lacuna is a gnome country with halfling refugees, so any medium-sized or larger creature is going to have trouble indoors. No problem. It's just part of how it is. Tin Cat disintegrates the troll. You are welcome. Eldrick spams the troll to help Tin. I know the power. The power. Ah. Okay, what is his background? Hey, you know what, King? You should be happy. We have a high elf that we rolled up. Alright, a 13-sided die, and let's roll it. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is a folk hero. Now, folk heroes have an origin. What made them be a folk hero? There are 10 such origins in Chapter 4 of the PHB. I'm going to roll a d10 and make a note of it. 6. What does 6 mean? Don't know, don't care, it's not relevant right now. We just need a placeholder. Now let's scroll down to finish out the personality. We need 2d8 personality traits and 3d6 other aspects of his personality. 2 and 3 and hit it. 5 and 8. And 5, 5, 5. Okay, there we go. Placeholders. Now, after all of this, well, hey, Ivalon, King might agree with you as long as you put in the, as long as you put in sort of a parenthetical high elves. Just high elves. And maybe drow on the times that I put the 18 plus marker up on the channel. Now, what kind of an adventurer? What is our class as an adventurer? Big golden button here is going to tell us what that is. 8. 8 is, well, it's not a sorcerer, but a ranger. We have a high elf ranger. Rangers are going to get a couple extra options. All right, you see here, there are 2 types of rangers. You're a hunter or a beastmaster. You are going to get one of these 4 fighting styles. As well, over the time that you've been leveling up, you are going to get access to more proficiencies in different types of biomes. So, we have a lot of dice to roll here. Odds or evens for Hunter and Beastmaster. Let's hit the D12 again. Odds. He's a Hunter. We're going to roll a D4 for the fighting style. A 4. That is 2 weapon fighting. And finally, his initial biome is going to be a D8. 7. 7 is swamp. I'm going to put a note here. There's a name for it, but I forget offhand. We're going to have to encounter it in the book. You're hoping the ranger gets coastal or mountains? Well, we'll see, Avalon. Lots of tail wagging. Not too much of woos going on, though. Mage has sad experience. Poor Ranger PC doesn't get it. Well, we'll see. I think he's going to get 1 or 2 more by level 8. Okay. Now, as Bubonic One did say, you do not have to... This is a modification he made for another application. If in your world... if there's not sexual dimorphism, if there's not great differences between males and females of dwarves or elves or whatever, of dragonborn, then stick to one line. If instead you want to have a little bit of differences, then you can employ that. That's up to you. That is your call. Going by this chart, we have high elves who are going to start at 4'6", and we are going to add... We're going to add 2d10 inches to him. We're adding 17 inches. All right. Okay, 4'6". So we have 5'6", and then we carry over the leftover 5. He is 5 foot 11 inches tall. We're going to take this same 17, and we are going to multiply it by 1d4 pounds. 3. All right, so 1 carry the 2. We're going to add 52 pounds to the base weight of 190. He is 142 pounds just himself. He's standing there in his skivvies, and that's what he weighs. That's not gear or anything. That would count in encumbrance here, okay? Lastly, we need to determine how old he is. We're going to do that with a percentile roll. 59 is going to put him in the adult band. So that is number 3. Now we come over for elves. Right here. He's between 201 and 350 years old. We're going to roll a 150-sided die. He's been around, let's see, so we have 114. So he is 314 years old. There we go. And we are finished with our random number generation. Oh, yeah, here's our Discord. Oh, cool. Oh, Ivlon's stepping up and wants to run Minds of Fandelver for some newbies. That is groovy. Tin Cat is going through a roleplay prompt. It's late and you're on watch. Your party member's been gone a while. Eventually, you sense someone or something there. King Von Allay, is that you? It stops, moves forward, and suddenly responds, TB Angel, what do you do? King! Yeah, you have a lightning bolt, you're just itching the blast. And then King was sending out a tentacle towards the TB Angel. Attempts to run. If you want, Tin Cat, you can do exclamation point initiative. If you want to have an initiative battle. Middle age for an elf is going to be higher than that, mage. That's horrifying on its own. Yeah, Ivlon has a giggle fit at the PogChamp tentacle monster. Oh, you all are something else. All right, here's chapter 4. These are the backgrounds. We're going to start here and scroll alphabetically to F for Folk Hero. Right, here we go, Folk Hero. Dun, dun, dun. We have arisen from humble social ranks, and we did something really cool that everyone remembers us for. Let's find out what that is. We are Folk Hero number 6. I broke into a tyrant's castle and stole weapons to arm the people. Aha. Now, do we have to take this at literal face value? Literally face value? No, it's a concept, though. So whatever works for our story, for our environment, for the campaign or the module, we can adjust this, but we get why he's lauded as a folk hero. Tin Cat, viva la revolution. Thank you, I'll be here all week, says King. Dorgrim, what's the original resource for the age ranges on your random table? When I made the original, I used the age categories in 5th edition. If Bubonic, if he redid it, then he used a different source, and I'll let Bubonic one say. Though in my original ones, I based them off of the lifespans that were indicated in the 5th edition player's handbook. And then what I did was I just compartmentalized them into what would be a young adult age, what would be an adult age, what would be middle age for someone who lives 700 years. Tools. Oh, we're not even there yet. Animal handling and survival. Bum-ba-da-dum. Animal handling and survival are wisdom skills. Lady Atara hides behind Tin Cat and throws rotten tomato at King's monster. Yep, no problem, Dorgrim. Like I saw, you just take the natural age, right? If we say that humans live to be 60, and then you broke it down, well, a child prodigy would probably be between like 10 and 14. A young adult would probably be like 15 to 20 or so. And then you can break out adulthood, middle age, old, ancient, or venerable. That kind of a thing. We get some type of artisans tools. I'm going to put question marks because what does he make? Is he a leather worker? A carpenter? Does he make toys? Does he brew? Does he make like a berry alcohol or juices or something? He makes something. He's proficient in some sort of making. A making of thingy. And vehicles land, so he can drive a wagon. Equipment, he will get the artisan tool in which he's proficient. A shovel. He is a shovel knight. An iron pot. Common clothes. And a belt pouch with 10 gapuz. The Dark Wolf is sympathetic wooing to the doggos here in Westworld. We're in Westworld, everyone. We're in Westworld. Okay, our background feature is rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you've shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they will not risk their lives for you. His mastercraft is making changes to the tyrannical societies that rule over the peasants. So what? So he makes alcohol? I mean, what? Miss Genocide is back and taking a stroll through the plains. Ooh, a kobold mage pops out. You roll 2d20, 5 and 18. 5 plus 2 is 7. Oh, Genocide. The kobold mage gotcha. Now, if you're dead and you want to come back to life, Miss Genocide, you type in !res please, REZPLZ, and we'll see what you come back as, because our resurrection magic is more of an art than a science. Tin Cat, he creates revolution. You come back as a male fairy cleric. Oh, Estwild. Welcome, Estwild. We are in, we're not necessarily in the middle. We're making some good progress into our second randomly generated character. If you have questions along the way, feel free to ask them. About Volvo. Hey, thank you very much for the host. And you know what? Of the 100 nobles watching, only 94 were impressed. You'll get that hundo someday. And Tin Cat, thank you as well. But yes, Estwild, if you have questions about what we're doing, what does rustic hospitality mean, if you're completely new to D&D and you have broad questions, or let's say Estwild that you're getting ready to run your first campaign, or you've been running campaigns for 10 years, ask questions, give input. You are welcome at our table here, all right? Discord should be up, lady. Oh, you're making a wizard character. Cool. Have you decided any kind of a specialty, or do you need help with that character creation, Estwild? All right, his personality traits. While you're answering, I'm going to continue here. Delcorin needs input on what? Name that movie. Which movie? Personality number 5. I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Well, breaking into a tyrant's castle to steal weapons is one good way of doing that. 8. I get bored easily. When am I going to get on with my destiny? Oh. He's really fitting the folk hero, right? Need input. I'm curious if you can guess the movie. Not offhand, Delcorin. Unfortunately not. Oh, are we talking about number Johnny 5? Tuchu, welcome. We have randomly rolled up a male high elf hunter ranger who is a folk hero. It's fine, Sue. Or should I say, Dax? His ideal is number 5. Sincerity. There's no good in pretending to be something I'm not. His bond is also number 5. I protect those who cannot protect themselves. And his flaw, because we are all flawed creatures, is also number 5. Secretly, I believe that things would be better if I were a tyrant. Whoa. Lording over the land. He'll be a kinder, gentler tyrant, right? He's the beneficent tyrant. We use those in economic discussions frequently. Discord not accepting my invite. I liked, by the way, speaking of short circuit, I like the one batteries not included. Did you all see batteries not included? Eswald, a lot of the things are going to end up being more about how the DM and game I'm joining turns out to be. My wizard school of choice was illusion, but when I met with a couple people of the group, I made sure to mention that they have no range damage or magic, and I felt like they were hinting at evocation that drops fireballs with spell sculpting. Well, Estwild, it's your choice. If you want to play an illusionist, nothing keeps you from taking fireball as an illusionist. You can still do that as a wizard. You can do a lot in combat with illusion magic. That ultimately is going to be your call. If you don't enjoy playing your character, then I suggest either not playing or firmly saying, I really want to play an illusionist. I will be up to the challenge. You guys have to trust me in combat. Because if you are playing what other people want you to play, and you're like, okay, then what are you doing? You're just showing up and you're casting fireballs for other people. Are you going to be as invested in the story? Miss Genocide, I've been running a transmutation wizard for a while now, and no, I didn't pick up Fireball, but I've been having so much more fun because it's what I wanted to play. Exactly, Genocide. Exactly. Lady Atara, I don't know why that should be... that link should work, so hopefully you can join. Lady Atari calls out, my bot replies, Kappa Claus, what do you do? She rolls a d20. You're right, of course, I'm guilty of just being totally happy to actually find somewhere to play. I've been tangentially involved since the early 90s, just buying and reading books, but I've never known or found anyone to play with. We'll give you all the advice you could hope to have, Estwild. And you know what? You might even get opposing opinions between people here. That just means you have more of a selection to choose from. It's the stream bot. It lost his mind. Alright, we have a personality on our character. Huzzah. We can now close out. Our Chapter 4, and let's go over to races and see what elves get, and in particular, high elves. Here we go. Our dex is going to bump up by 2, so let's make a little note of that here. We already have our size is medium. Dum-ba-dum. Our speed is 30 feet, meaning that our climb is 15, our swim is 15, and our fly is 0. We are going to get 60 feet of dark vision, so I'll indicate that up here. Keen senses, we get the perception skill. Fey ancestry. Dun, 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 dun. Race features. Fey ancestry. We have advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put us to sleep. We also get to trance, meaning we only need to meditate for 4 hours instead of sleep for 8 for a long rest. We are also going to get Common and Elven as languages. That's what all elves get. That is the Elven chassis. Now let's add some. Let's add a spoiler and some rims here with High Elf. We are going to increase our intelligence by 1. We are going to get, I think as a ranger, we're going to get training with this anyway, so I don't need to be redundant. We're going to know 1 cantrip of our choice from the wizard spell list. And int will be our casting. So here we're going to put High Elf is giving us this cantrip. And we're going to get an extra language of some kind. Question mark, question mark. A question mark. Yeah, rangers get, yep, simple and martial. Now, we are going to collapse that and expand our classes going to Ranger. We are level 8, meaning the blue box is what we're looking to add to our character sheet. Hunter Rangers are a part of your favorite classes, says Bubonic. Estwild, I'm kind of set with a lot of that stuff. Locking down the school pretty much just leaves the last couple background bits. Corrida has arrived and is sipping on tea. Well, I'll tell you what, Corrida. Cheers to you. All right, now that we know a little bit more about this as a ranger, let's leave the Old West here. He's initially going to start out in the swamps, huh? I think we have something for that. I think we can do that. Here we go. All right, now we can really get into our character even more. Hit dice. We are going to get 8, because we are level 8, D10 hit dice. We've used 0. Again, you can X out or 0 out or leave blank. The other ones were not multi-class, so we don't have to worry about what's going on up here. Proficiencies with armor. Light, medium, and shields. Simple and martial weapons. No tool proficiencies. Saving throws, strength, and dexterity. So we're filling in the diamonds up here, as those are indicating the saving throws. Skills. We are going to get to choose 3. Animal handling's already taken. So we have, here, choose 3. Athletics, insight, investigation, nature, stealth. Those are the choose 3 of the skills on that list for our in which our character is proficient. So think about his personality, right? He's confident in his own abilities to do what he can to instill confidence in others. He gets bored easily. When is he going to get on with his destiny? Remember his origin. He broke into a castle. Is that stealthy? Is that athletic? That could help determine the skills that we want him to have. He must protect those who cannot protect themselves. And secretly he believes things would be better if he was a tyrant. Ooh. Bubonic is thinking knowledge, nature, and stealth. Tycho. Hey, Tycho. Tycho, you have been officially adopted by King. I don't know if you were following along with that. Stealth, insight, and nature. Bubonic is thinking insight also. Insight for the self-reflection. Flaxout says investigation, athletics, stealth. All right, so for sure, stealth seems to be something that we want him to have. He likes investigating because he's not boring, says Ivalon. And I think Flaxout likes investigation also. Tycho, that is on the Discord. If you look in our roleplay, our text roleplay channel, you can find out what happened that led to your adoption. Suchu thinks stealth, insight, and athletics. So I think insight was another part too. So then we have athletics. I think I saw athletics mentioned a couple times too. Right? If you're climbing into a castle to secure weapons, and Corrida, I had the first of 2 sessions today. Oh yeah, that's right. You were gonna be playing today. How did that go, Corrida? Would you be willing to talk a little bit about your first campaign session? You're making her a busy woo. Well, Dark Wolf is putting her paws to work and making sure to give you all the points that you're winning here. It's great you're having fun on adventures. Ivalon, you may just find yourself leaving one in your book in favor of the other. Because you can change... Oh, that's for the wizard. Okay, that's being created. Gotcha. You got through 5 tiles? What do you mean a tile of encounter? We're going to get some equipment as well. Let's see. Now, something to consider. He is a 2-weapon fighter. Do we want to make him Do we want to make him a strength ranger? Or do we want to make him a dex ranger? I guess we could do both if you want. But this is primarily for purposes of him applying his trade. Right? Of actually hunting. Do we want to give him a higher strength or a higher dex? Death Count said, Sarah had me attack King with an army of kittens. Yeah, that may have happened also on Discord. We traversed through 5 tiles to help map things out and got attacked in 4 of them. Oh, I gotcha. All right. Hex crawling, I think, is what it's called. Tin Cat is thinking Dex primarily. Gonna go well with his backstory, too. Well, yeah, we can make him a Dex Ranger. Suchu thinks Dex also? All right. If that's the case, then we're going to take leather armor. Unless we want to give him enough strength. I think he needs at least a 13 or 15. Let me check real quick. Scale mail. Okay, no, I'm sorry. There is not a strength requirement, but that is disadvantage. I don't think he's going to want to have disadvantage on stealth. So let's go back to Ranger. And from the equipment that we can choose for him, let's give him leather armor. Here, we can give him 2 short swords. Actually, I'm going to go back to equipment and show you here. Short swords are finesse weapons, meaning we can attack using dex instead of strength. They're also light, meaning that we can have, if we're dual wielding them, we can get an offhand attack from 2-weapon fighting with the other short sword. Otherwise, we can take 2 simple weapons. If we want, he can fight with sickles. Do you think he'd fight with sickles? Right? It's the short handle with a curved blade. What else is light? A hammer. Would he attack with hammers? He could dual wield hammers. Hand axes. Is he a ranger dual wielding hand axes? That could be interesting. Daggers. He can go dagger also. You think you got beat up the most throughout the session? Well, hey, you took a punishment and you kept on going. Mage, if you want to kind of do the colored text roleplay, type in /me, M-E, space, whatever you want to have happen. Oh, kind of go well with as close to the people you want to... Oh, so yeah, he dual wields sickles? Sure. Cool. Let's see. If he's breaking into buildings, he'll probably have something like a Dungeoneer's pack with him. And then a longbow. With 20 arrows. A quiver and 20 arrows. Who goes there? Bubonic one, is that you? It stops and moves forward. Suddenly responds, Doge with it. What do you do? I went to 3 of 13 HP in the second and had to get back back up to not get killed. I kind of have 0 range attack, so I was almost entirely useless in the last fight we had against 4 giant dragonflies. Yes, you have to strategize. I don't know, you throw rocks, maybe you try and use your skills to intimidate or distract them. Genocide's going out on the plains again. Ooh, a giant wolf spider pops out. It does not say a woo. What does she do? 2d20. And, 2 and 11. Hey, nice. Miss Genocide takes down the giant Owu spider. You nearly knocked yourself off by trying to... There you go. Mage high fives, Tin Cat. Very good. You got it. All right. Here we go. We're getting into... Favored enemy. Beginning at first level, you have significant experience studying, tracking, hunting, and even talking to a certain type of enemy. Choose a favorite enemy. Aberrations, beasts, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, giants, monstrosities, oozes, plants, or undead. Alternatively, you can select 2 races of humanoid, such as Gnoll. Oh, I hope Norton the Gnoll isn't here. Such as gnolls or goblins or orcs as favorite enemies. You have advantage on wisdom survival checks to track your favorite enemies, as well as on intelligence checks to recall information about them. You choose an additional favorite enemy, as well as an associated language at 6 and 14. So we get favorite enemy 1. We will also get favorite enemy... Whoa. 2. And we can always go back and choose these. We were putting in placeholders right now. Natural Explorer. All right, this is where we're getting the swamp. You choose an additional one at 6th and 10th. All right, so Natural Explorer 1 and Natural Explorer 2. The first one is going to be Swamp. The second one is going to be a D8. 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 is Forest. Then he's going to get Fighting Style. 2-weapon fighting. When you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. We will get some spell casting. We're not going to worry about that right now. We will get an archetype at 3rd. We are also going to get a Primeval Awareness. That's you can scan the ability, talk to spirits, that kind of a thing. I might make a Gnoll to make a samurai in this campaign. That if you do that, Correda, that sounds very interesting. Oh, is Norton here? Norton the Gnoll is here. Good morning, Norton. We were just talking about you, though you probably shouldn't have been around for that. I don't want you to bite anyone. King says, I'm kind of AFK at the moment, but this is a reminder to not let Tycho know what happened publicly on the Discord either. Yes, things may have happened. Wait, what was said with a snarl. Well, Rangers get favored enemies, and Gnolls can be a favorite enemy of a Ranger. And as we're making a Ranger, well, Gnolls kind of came up. King says, you don't need to burn it down. I've already found the perfect solution to keep you around without having to change anything. I'm just going to adopt you so no one looks twice when you call me daddy. There's our ASI. And actually, remember, we're going to be taking 2 feats with this character. We are going to get an extra attack, so we can attack twice. Then, at level 8, we are going to get Land's Stride. We can move through non-magical difficult terrain at no extra movement. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them and without taking damage from them if they're a hazard. Cool. Now, here's our hunter. At 3rd level, you gain one of the following features of your choice: Colossus Slayer, Giant Killer, or Horde Breaker. Let's roll a 3-sided die and figure it out. 1. He is a Colossus Slayer. Your tenacity can wear down the most potent of foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit point maximum. You can deal this extra damage only once per turn. Then at 7th level, we get Defensive Tactics. Escape the Horde, Multi-Attack, or Steel Will. Let's determine. 2. Multi-Attack Defense. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain a +4 bonus to AC against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of its turn. There we go. There's our abilities. Corrida, the best part have to be me failing to jump at a dragonfly twice and being 1 point from knocking myself out. The mage with 5 magic missiles saved us in every encounter, especially against the dragonflies, and the elf with the Naginata got an attack of opportunity against the most dangerous enemy, a lava dead, as it's made its first charge at the elf and killed it on a single hit. Oh, so you lost a party member in this session, Corrida. Tycho, she doesn't understand or respect our mutual amorous agreements. Uh-oh, what did Bubonic One do to get stunned for 1 round? Oh, jeez. Delcorin, I need it to keep defeating members of the Avocati. Yes, if any of you are new here, if you like guacamole, if you like avocados, welcome. You're in the Avocati. It's the Illuminati for people who like avocados. And Delcorin is our enemy number 1. He wants to bring us down, and that makes us sad. So something's going to have to be done about the Delcorin. I would never bow to the whims of the guacamole. All avocado shall burn. Yeah, Suchu. There's definitely some there's some things that we've been talking about in the channel for a while. All right, this is our ranger. Oh, Romantic Day is here. So if any of you have been following, you may know that Tycho and King are in a bit of a pickle together, as King's now wife Sarah Skywalker 01 has pretty much said, if you go to the Discord in the role playing section, you'll see it. But there's kind of a weird love-ish, triangle-ish thing going on. And Romantic Day is Sarah's pet slave dragon. Also, avocados the devil. All right, now that we have a lot of the basics for our character, we need to give him a little bit of math. He's starting to come to light, and we can now make it mathematical. Let's move now from Swamplandia. Now things are going to get a little intense, right? He's in the forest, so he can stalk through the forest at night. And he's a Colossus Slayer, so we can do... we'll go into Dinotopia with this Ranger. It's late for you, night guys. Hey, Mage, thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet, give the channel a follow if you like what we're doing. And have an awesome night. Thank you for being a part of this, for role-playing, for asking questions, and being involved. It was awesome to have you aboard. Lady loves guacamole. Well, you're on the winning team, Lady Atara. Welcome to the avocado. Tin Cat, Colossus Slayer. That is the Hunter's Prey style up here. Colossus Slayer, your tenacity can wear down the most potent foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage of if it's below its hit point maximum. You can deal this extra damage once per turn. Classic deflection and disinformation. Alright, let's look at his stats. We were talking about making him a dex-based, probably for long range and for melee. So we should probably dump the 15 here into dex. Wisdom is going to be important for him, considering his skills and his goals. We should put the 14 here. Let's see. "13 strength, 12 int, 10 con, and his charisma. He may be a folk hero, but look, if we look at his flaw, he's really kind of in this for himself. He's kind of a Gaston, right, from Disney's Beauty and the Beast, in a way, although probably more dexterous than muscle-bound. Look, sincerity, there's no point in pretending to be something I'm not. He's not a pretender. He's not going to smile and tell you everything's all right. I think this is a good stat spread for him. Though, if you would like to counter it with one of your own, let me know. No one spits like Gaston, or flexes, or does a lot of things. All right, with that then, dexterity bumps up to a 17 because of the racial stat, and intelligence goes to a 13. Instead of a stat bump at 4 and at 8, as we rolled it, he's actually going to be taking 2 feats. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's take a look at what is available to him. And if something pops out, if you really like something fitting his concept, well, let me know. You know when you first get a taste of something great and you want more? Yeah, Corrida. What might he take? He might take Alert. He gets +5 to initiative. You can't be surprised while you're conscious, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls. That could be good. Athlete. Increase your strength or dex by 1. When you're prone, standing up only uses 5 feet of your movement. Climbing doesn't have your speed. That could be really good. Get a climb speed of 30 feet also. And you can make a running long jump or a running high jump. Ooh. Athlete might be a good one for our character here. Romantic Day, kind of. It's a lot flatter curve than you'll get in prior editions, that's for sure. I don't think he'd take Actor. Charger. I don't know. He's not a crossbow expert. Were Sickles finesse? I think they were. I'm going to double check real quick. Sickle. Oh no, sickles are just light weapons. All right, hey, that's good that we went strength then. If that's the case. Maybe instead we should give him the 14 strength and put the 13 in wisdom. That way he'll be a little bit better at wielding his sickles. Alright, let's go back here. So I think athlete would be good for him. Master of fighting 2 weapons, gain the following benefits. We get +1 to our AC. Ooh, that could dual wielder could be good for him too. You can use 2 weapon fighting even when one of the weapons is not light. Oh, that could be good also. You can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons when you would do normally 1. Okay, so we have athlete and dual wielder. I don't know. I'll slot these somewhere. Athlete, dual wielder. Dungeon Delver, you have advantage on perception and investigation checks to detect secret doors. You have advantage on saving throws made to avoid or resist traps. You have resistance to the damage dealt by traps, and you can search for traps while traveling at a normal pace. That could be good if he wants to raid evil strongholds. Tin Cat says dual wielding is a must. Romantic, I do like it. That said, I also really appreciate 4th edition. Shh. But I do like 5th edition a lot, Romantic. All right, so we are seeing a dual wielder. Let's see. He can cast at least 1 spell. Elemental Adept. Choose the following damage types. Spells you cast ignore resistance. I don't know if he has a lot of damage spells though. Grappler. He could be a grappler. Advantage on attack rolls against creatures you're grappling. I don't think he's a great weapon master. No, not heavily. He's not an inspiring leader, that's for sure. Keen Mind will give us an int bump. And we'll always know our direction. We'll know the time. And we can accurately recall anything that we've seen or heard in the past month. These 2 are good. This last one is super good, in my opinion. Linguist is, we can increase our int by 1. We learn 3 new languages, and we get our own custom written code that we can share with other people so we can pass notes without worrying about people reading it. Ivalon likes Dungeon Delver because it's thematic on 2 counts. You pick the Dungeoneering pack, so he's got experience in dungeons, and also elves are traditionally super good at finding secret doors. Yeah, in 1st and 2nd edition. So we can write down Dungeon Delver as a possibility. I think he might take Linguist could be good, especially since he's already keen on learning languages from his favorite enemies. Lucky is always good, so I'm not going to pick it, because Lucky can just go to anyone. Mage Slayer. I don't know if he's necessarily a Mage Slayer. Advantage on saving throws versus his spells. That's all on like super close range stuff, though. He could be a magic initiate. He already knows a cantrip by being a high elf. Choose a class: Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. You learn 2 cantrips of your choice. That could be cool, to give him more cantrips as a ranger. What do you think? In addition, choose a 1st level spell. He is gonna be smart and wise. I don't know. Magic Initiate might be cool if we want a more magic-y ranger. Hey, Sarah! Speak of the Queen of the Devils, and she will arrive. Noel Howell, as Norton recognizes, and you're getting a sympathetic "awoo" from Darkwolf. Glenn Cuttlefish not picking Lucky. The stream is dead to me. You're dead to me. You're dead. Hi, Glenn, by the way. It's good to see you back. The power of the magic sickles. Oh, Sarah, we're talking about the kind of the weird love triangle going on right now. Because you have... Yeah, she squints. Because you have King and Tycho, and then there's you, but then there's also your loyal slave dragon. And it you know, there, and then there's the whole contract you all signed, and it's kind of a big, interesting thing to follow. Now, Martial Adept could be an interesting one as well. You learn 2 maneuvers of your choice from among those available to the Battlemaster archetype. If you already have superiority dice, you gain 1 more. Otherwise, you have 1 superiority die, which is a d6. I don't know if he's a mounted combatant. Mobile would be good too. You increase your speed by 10 feet. Though we don't need that. This is redundant up here, so maybe he wouldn't take that. Observant isn't bad. Increase your int or whiz by 1. If you can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language you understand, you can get it by reading lips. And you have a +5 bonus to your passive perception. We can make him a ritual caster if we want to give him some rituals. And he can pick up more rituals along the way also, which is fun. So as he travels around, maybe he has a book of rituals that he conducts. We could give him in skilled. We could give him proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of our choice. Yeah, so we have all right, these are some of the feats that I think would be really good for him. If you have another suggestion, let me know. Though, what you're seeing up here is Shoes 2, Athlete, Dual Wielder, Dungeon Delver, Linguist, Ritual Caster, and Observant. Seems like Sarah's going to be able to write the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon, but it's going to be in an adult bookstore. Oh, jeez. We can, Evelyn. The dual wielder will it'll do a couple things. He can wield more than just light weapons. And it would add his dex bonus if we really wanted to. We can give that to him for sure. Suchu thinks dual wielder and observant. He will pick up more languages with his favorite enemies too. Now, if we take that, if we go to observant, int or whiz can increase by 1. We'd probably put that into wisdom. Let's go. So it seems like Ivlon wants something, at least half of what Suchu wants here. Let's go with that. Let's give him dual Wielder. Ivlon also wants Dungeon Delver too. Yes, Glenn, Dual Wielder will let him add his dex to his offhand attack, not just his main hand attack. And Ivlon would like Dungeon Delver instead of Observant, as Suchu was suggesting. The reason why we gave him a higher strength is for roleplay reasons, Glenn. Yep, that's true, Evelyn. Glenn Cuttlefish, what is this roleplay of which you speak? And if we go Dungeon Delver, that could help with his background, right? He is a folk hero because he broke into a tyrant's castle and stole weapons to arm the populace. And he's going to get all the benefits of this here. It kind of makes dungeons a favorite terrain, kind of like a natural explorer as a dungeon environment. So if we do this, strength is 2, dex is 3, con is 0, int is 1, wisdom is 1, and charisma is -1. Dungeon Delver. Alert to the hidden traps and secret doors found in many dungeons. You gain the following benefits. You have advantage on wisdom perception and intelligence investigation checks made to detect the presence of secret doors. You have advantage on saving throws made to avoid or resist traps, magical or non-magical. You have resistance to the damage dealt by traps, so only half damage on traps, magical or physical. And you can search for traps while traveling at a normal pace, instead of only a slow pace. Since I came in late to this, says Eastwild, was the idea behind this random build set to be... Yes, so Estwild, I keep the broadcast to the core 3 books and to Open Office and MS Paint. I try and keep it basic as possible, because we can create infinite stories out of just those supplements. Now, time and again, I might say, yeah, let's do PHB +1. So this week we'll feature the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. I may end up doing that, but for the majority of what we do, this is solid D&D 101. This is just right out of the player's handbook, and we're generating content out of that, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and if necessary, the Monster Manual. Let me see real quick what a longbow's damage is. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. 1d8 piercing. Sickles are slashing. Alright, so the sickles are not finesse weapons, but that's fine because we're only a point behind here. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry. At level 8... we have a +3 for our proficiency. So our sickles are going to be +5 to hit. And let's see, 1d4 plus 2 because they're strength weapons. Our longbow is going to be 1 more, +6. That's going to be 1d8 plus 3. We can get rid of this. By the way, we need to come up with a wizard cantrip that he can cast by being a high elf. Level 8, we're going to have 5 spells known, and we have a 4 and a 3 for our spell slots. For the wisdom-based ones, it's going to be 1, plus 8 is 9, plus 3 is 12, and the attack is going to be +4. Bubonic, I got a date at my local game store tomorrow to put my order into playtest Pathfinder 2 paperback and the Pathfinder playtest adventure Doomsday Dawn. Oh, Flaxout, you taking off bounces over, hugging Darkwolf, Maddie, Norton, and Evelyn before hopping away for the night. Thank you for joining us, Flax. When you finish your custom class and you're around, load it up on Discord, and then I'll go over it, okay? Sarah kind of needs you to kidnap a certain Mass Lord of Waterdeep. Oh, yeah, I'm the Mass Lord of Waterdeep here. We also get to choose an artisan tool for him. All right, now that we have that in, let's see. Passive perception, 10. Oh, we got to fill this in. 5, 5, 6, 6, 3, 3, 0, 1, 1, 1. Whoop, that's the number 2. I can math. 4, 4, 1, 4, 4. And we're going to copy paste this -1 all the way down. Charisma. There we go. Cantrips as a high elf, we're going to get 1 cantrip. We have a 4 and a 3 here. So at level 2, we're going to get 2 spells known. At level 3, we're going to get 1. Level 4 is the same. Level 5 is here. Level 6, we still only know 4 spells. And then level 7, we get our 5th. There we go. Whoop. Wisdom. It was 12 and 4. Nothing really special over here. We don't have key points or anything. Okay. Uh-oh. Romantic day. Oh, no. Bubonic one. Ghost pepper spice? Yes, it is yummy, but ooh, it is hot. Like I said, you got to make sure you wash your hands. Sarah made a very nice offer, and King just hasn't replied back to it yet. Oh, is something going on? What's distracting King Von Alle from his waifu's very kind invitation to go watch some public executions together? I mean, that's how you keep a marriage together. You just take a stroll through the town square and you see the local beggars getting hung. Romantic Day asks for a res, please. If you're out of EXP, then you can't res, Romantic. You'll have to linger as a good ghost for a little bit. Unless someone wants to donate you some EXP. Which can be done with !give, space, name, space the amount of EXP you want to give to that person. Let's see, our initiative is +3. And our armor class is going to be 11 plus 3 is 14 plus 1 from dual wielding is 15 with no shield. Passive perception is going to be a 14, 10 plus our perception modifier. Hit points. We get the full 10 at level 1. Every other level, so therefore 7, right? We're level 8. We're going to get half plus 1 hit points. So that's going to be 7 times 6. Plus, every level, so that would be 8, we get bonus EXP based on our constitution. So that's going to be 0, right? 8 times 0. So we have 42 plus 10 is 52. He has 52 hit points. We owe him another language, and we also owe him some favored enemies, too. So we'd want to think about, what does he hunt, right? He is trained in the swamps and forests. He can hunt humanoids. He can hunt aberrations. He can hunt undead. We also owe him an artisan tool of some kind. What does he make? What does he do? Does he make shoes? Does he make barrels? Is he a carpenter? Corey is thinking of doing a dragon bloodline sorcerer to evolve him into a dragon disciple. Ah. Tycho, before he begins the ritual, he pulls up a null magic barrier, a barrier of illusions, to make him completely unseen, and a barrier of forgetfulness, causing anybody who comes nearby to forget what they're doing and decide to simply walk away. Delcorin says, "To the winch, wench." Yep, I got the fix on that, Tycho. He's neutral good. What? He'd probably be hunting. Beasts. I think he'd be good at fighting beasts. He started in the swamp. I don't know. Ivalon, do you have any... Hey, Shades, it's good to see you back. Welcome. Ivalon, and Raven Star too? I do have a weird hat, Raven. I wore that in part 1, and I'll wear it again when we reach what I'm calling the twitching hour. So, Ivlon, if you're there, what kind of favorite enemies would you think that he would have? He's an outsider. He has specialties in swamps and forests. Now, that could mean he's from the neighboring area of Ucht. Ucht also has gnomes, by the way. Would you want to make gnomes? Because he'll get 2 humanoids if we do that. Would you want to make gnomes? Because they have forests and swamps over that way. A lot of them. Maybe he, is he a bounty hunter in that case? Is he coming over to Lacuna for a reason? Do you think maybe he should hunt beasts? As the guest DM, what would you like this visiting character to have a specialty in? Raven, probably not going to be in here long, just more or less popping in to say hi, and I'm still alive. Yeah, well, I know you've been lurking, Raven, but it's good to see you, and I hope everything's been well with you. Do you have Xanathar's Guide? If you can't decide, we can roll in the random encounter. Well, no, I mean, I can just, I want to keep it PHB, Evelyn. I can just roll, if you'd like. Well, that's true. You can always point to the neutral good folk hero aspect. Maybe he's good at being a bounty hunter or something. But, I don't know. In this case, I would almost say something like beasts. VB, welcome. Don't kill the gnomies. I agree, I like gnomes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that follow. Yeah, I don't want to kill the gnomies unless they deserve it. Like, actively deserve it, not passively. It's not really a rule, and it happens too. Look, sometimes I'll hit caps lock or something. Yeah, and Norton says don't kill the gnolls either. So gnomes and gnolls are off the table. Let's give him beasts, right? We have swamp and forest training. What would be another cool one here? Maybe Fae. He might not like Fae. Oh no, beasts and monstrosities, right? Oh yeah, he's a colossus. He's a colossus hunter. Beasts and monstrosities, yeah. Gnomes, gnolls. That's right, Darkwolf. Sarah's a good queen. Goes inside the magic protected garden to do not evil stuff like feed the poor kids of her kingdom. What are you feeding them though? That's feeding them is nice. What you're feeding them and why you're feeding them. Are you feeding them good food? Yeah. Are you feeding them good food to fatten them up? Yes. Okay, so we're are we good? Yeah, he'll hunt the big beasties. I was thinking that kind of stuff, Estwild. Shadow of the Colossus. We are about finished. He needs a name. Let's see. He's a male high elf. He is neutral good. Artisan tools. We gotta give him some artisan tools. And we should give him a couple spells, too. Druid. Ranger. If he likes doing stuff like sneaking around, Fog Cloud would be good. Hunter's Mark would be good. He's a folk hero. Maybe he talks to the birds and the rats and stuff to try and find ways into places. Maybe speak with animals would be another good one for him to have. Well, Colossus Slayer is just the name. It's a broad name. It just means he deals extra damage to enemies that have already taken damage, Ivalon. Bubonic is saying pass without trace. We can do that too. Favorite enemy, oppression. I like that, Tin Cat. Well, look, Raven, you've been earning dividends on your deposit. So if we want this, all right. So let's do this, right? We can take level 5 as a 2, but let's say that we go with Bubonic's. Pass without trace, right? This is what we could get. What we can do is instead move our level 5 spell here and take pass without trace, and that leaves our level 7. And we could take something like non-detection would be good too. There we go. Now we got to give him a wizard cantrip because he is a high elf. Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Friends, Light, Mage Hand, Mending, Message, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, True Strike. Huh. What would fit his personality? He's confident in his abilities, and he wants to instill confidence within others. He gets bored easily. When am I going to get on with my destiny? Sincerity, there's no good in pretending to be something he's not. He'd probably do Minor Illusion to mimic the calls of birds and other animals. I don't know, that's jumping out at me. You wish you knew what all the spells were? Well, Tin Cat, I mean, I can't go over them live because that would take a very long time. You might be able to find lists of them online, depending on where you look. I will leave that completely open and in your direction, though. Tin Cat, my female undead paladin can't fight spiders. Oh, is that what you resurrected into? And did you re-died to that? Romantic is indeed a man. Well, congratulations, Romantic. You've been set free. All right, I think we're finished. Well, I'm sorry. We got to give him a language. If he is from the neighboring country, I think we should give him Gnomish, since he would be able to speak it, being from Ukt. I mean, possibly. He could be from up north in Aslandia, and they have halflings. So either Gnomish or halfling would make sense. Then the last part is a set of artisan tools with which he is proficient. Let's go to tools and see what could work. Alchemist supplies, brewer supplies, calligrapher supplies, carpenter tools, cartographer, cobbler, cook, glassblower, jeweler, leatherworker, mason, painter, potter, smith, tinker, weaver, woodcarver. Let's see. If he's good at making... If he's good at maybe making plans or maps or things along those lines. Probably cartographer's tools would make sense. I think he'd be good at cartographer's tools. Do you all think differently? If so, let me know. Hey, Caden, good to see you. Corrida says, I did some looking and I really like the idea of doing a Kitsune Oracle where every time I get spells from my mystery, I instead grow a tail and a different spell-like ability. You know, in 4th edition, we actually homebrewed a Kitsune race. And it had, as you leveled up, you got extra tails and they would do things. It was kind of a fun concept. So I dig the direction you're going with that, Corrida. Romantic Day just blinks. Romantic, you're free. You're a free man now. You are no longer a dragon slave. Romantic Day now dons your anti-paladin armor and eye patch. And Tycho is still plotting and planning in a ritual. No, Caden went all in and scored a critical hit. Oh, okay, no, I thought that was the bad one. Hey, you got the good one, nice. Bubonic one, Mapmaker, I agree. Norton the Knoll, the universe is not with Norton today. Goes to the corner and whimpers. Aw. Dark Wolf, can you give Norton just like a little pet and a sympathetic woo, please? The negative of that path is I will have twice the duration on any poison, sickened condition, or nauseated, as well as not gain any of the spells from my mystery. Is this off of a custom class, or what is the origin for this, Corrida? Alright, ooh, he needs a name. What should we name this male high elf hunter ranger? He is a folk hero to the people. He... Very adventurous. All he needs is a name. Takes 24 of Sarah's army to comb the forest for Tycho. Oh no! Tycho, they're coming for you, man. You better hurry your ritual up. By the way, for any of you who are just joining us, welcome. We are finishing out our second randomized character. We're fleshing him out. We're making him 3D. We're making him believable. We're making them, from random number generation, we are making them people who have pasts, who have goals and ambitions. It is a fun process. Tin Cat wants to name him Collin Marx. Has our elf adopted more of a human moniker, or is that maybe is that common shorthand for a more elaborate elven name? Something like that, Tin Cat. So that'd be short for something like Collinenien, Collinenien Mercuros. And so that's his elven name, but people call him Collin Marx because it's easier to say. Yeah, I picked the two last names of famous revolutionaries. Collinenien Marxus? Sure. Cool. We have a character. I'm glad you all are enjoying the chat commands. Alright, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take another 10-minute break. I'm going to drink some tea. And I'm going to stretch. Everyone, we are getting closer to the twitching hour. What is the twitching hour? Well, this is the year anniversary of the affiliate program on Twitch. I submitted a video showcasing our channel to Twitch, and they like who we are and what we do here. And to celebrate this anniversary, we are going to be featured on the front page of Twitch itself. That is going to start at 4 a.m. Eastern, which is 1 a.m. Pacific time. We are going to make a whole lot of friends. We're going to make, I think, a lot of contacts. This is going to be excellent to showcase who we are as role players and thinkers and storytellers and first-timers and old-timers and everything in between. Suchu, you may or may not have drawn Collin while watching the stream. Oh, cool. Well, then, yeah, if you put on the Discord, Suchu, I'll drop it into the PDF, okay? So, I'm going to take that 10-minute break, okay? And Tin Cat, if you make a picture of our first character, of Cora, I'll add that to the PDF as well, okay? So I'm going to take 10 minutes, and when I come back, it's going to be free time. When we reach 4 a.m., I'll put my hat back on as a way to welcome everyone and you know, because I think we're going to get a lot of people. It may sound like a weird time slot, but, you know, a lot of us gamers, we do stay up late. That's in the Eastern time zone. It's a late time zone for everyone in Pacific. However, it's a good sweet spot for those of us who are visiting from Europe or even Australia, is they're 12 or 13 hours ahead of us. And so it'll actually be the evening when they're watching. So we might meet a lot of friends from Australia. We might meet a lot of friends from England, Germany. We can go further north to Denmark even, okay? VB Killa, you're up all night? Well, we're going to go late tonight, VB. And we're going to have fun. We're going to be nerds and go from there. What I'm planning on doing, look, this is who we are and what we do. We generate characters, we draw maps, we do all this. Here is a standard character sheet for our new friends that come in. We're going to make a character, okay? Kind of like what we did tonight, but this one's not going to be used in the campaign. I don't know, unless for some reason we really want to. It's our game, whatever. Whatever. We'll do what we want. This is going to showcase how we go about things and why we do things. All of you you're welcome to engage them in conversation. We can encourage role playing. Ivlon and Darkwolf are probably going to have their fingers or paws as appropriate, busy, making sure that you all are getting your rewards from your quests and from any other moderation. Darkwolf says, I'll be the bouncer, you be the dungeoneer. Suchu, you might have to leave, kind of sick and have work. Oh, alright. Well, if you can't make it, Suchu, you can see that, if you click on videos for the channel, you'll be able to see the video on demand, like a replay of this broadcast, and you can fast forward to the place at which you had to leave. Also, after a 24-hour waiting period, I can load up the video onto our YouTube platform. So, for any of you who are here, by the way, you are welcome to join us on our Discord. And if you want to see our past adventures that might have cycled out of our VOD area, you can also join us on YouTube. If I have stepped up and I've earned your respect and your trust as a broadcaster, as someone who indulges in role-playing, I sincerely appreciate any follows or above that you are willing to offer to the channel. Your advice on characters, art that is drawn for characters, opinions on skills. I'm not even just talking about, I mean, subscriptions and bits are wonderful, and I sincerely appreciate them. But your participation also means a great deal to me. I want to make sure I'm presenting you something that is consumable, that is fun, it is stimulating, and that you can walk away from these broadcasts being a better PC, a better DM, a better whatever, a storyteller in general. And you feel inspired, and you can take these ideas and you inspire your own friends and family by incorporating them in what you do. Tin Cat stomps on the Scarecrow. Tin Cat, you're expanding your boundaries beyond poisonous snakes. Suchu, awesome. Do that later when you're done with errands. All right, later, Suchu. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of us here. Okay, I'm going to take my break. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.